Guys, welcome back to my channel, the Ninja King. Today we're going to do what if Deku was an ELIATROPE. So a little bit of explanation of the ELIATROPE members. So ELIATROPes are basically aliens slash humans from a different dimension. They're known as the twin dragon race. The reason is that because, well, let me just explain why they're called twin dragon race. It's because of the original members of the ELIATROPE. Not just being semi-humans, but also being completely dragons. So yeah, but if you want a more deep explanation, go and check Insane Monster 199. He did a more better version of this, and I'm just doing this because I wanted to do this for a long time. So anyways, so the ELIATROPes also kind of have wings on their heads that allows them to fly, but they wear hats to make it not. Also, for the thumbnail, I took that from Insane Monster. Go to his channel, he does more better what ifs, but I also kind of want to do it. So the thumbnail is not mine, and I wish I could send a link to his channel, but I just don't know how to do that. Only reason, yeah, that kind of sucks for me. So anyways, let's do this what if. So how will we start this what if with this interesting concept, you may be asking? Well, simple. We do start it, but we start it in a different limelight. We get to see another person. Someone, let's just say his name is not ridiculous. So this man actually would be a member of the ELIATROPE, and he would be one of the more powerful members. So yeah, this man would be named Hasashi Midoriya, and he's not gonna have a twin brother, but unlike Midoriya. So let me just tell this. So Hasashi actually would be a powerful ELIATROPE member, not be one of the 12, basically the original members of the game. I mean, of the storylines. So Hasashi will not be one of the members that originated from the beginning. It would actually be one of the children of the member. Children of Ego. No wait, not Ego. I accidentally said the wrong name, so don't mind the name actually. So don't mind the name. I actually said Ego except for Yugo. Yeah, that's his name. Yugo. Listen, I haven't seen Raku in years. Oh, and so the effects slash not the characters are gonna come, but some of the plot lines from Raku are going to come. Like if you know, also this is also a high main spoiler for Raku of the series. Mostly because I can. You know, I think this was a bad idea to come to an enemies. But anyways, let me continue with the what if. So Yugo, being one of the children of Yugo, one of the more powerful members of the ELIATROPE, would actually have some pride of Hasashi. Mostly because he can do what others can not. As to basically say he is very prideful in his heritage. Midoriya is going to have that because why not? Some of us really like the cocky Midoriya. Really like cocky Midoriya, don't they? So yeah, Yugo also being a child of pretty powerfulness kind of reinvented the ELIATROPE after, gathering all the Dofusses. If you don't know what Dofusses are, they're basically eggs that have the 12 original members. Each Dofus is actually unique and has its own dragon bones. Some Dofusses, and if you die, you're part of one of the 6 or one of the few, or if you're part of the original members, basically, to say the least, you really actually get reincarnated. But the twin dragon must also be reincarnated with you, because if they don't, the Dofusses will not work. So in other words, they need to. And surprisingly enough, Gon actually managed, one of the other dragons managed to have another Dofus, and they thought that would be impossible since all the Dofuses cannot happen anymore. Mostly because they thought that the 12 was that, the 12. Nothing more, nothing less. So imagine the shock when a child was born, but in a dofus. So yeah, it's basically, oops, I gave birth to a child, and like that. But they would be shocked. It would not be just one, but two. Now you may be asking, who's the other one? Well, as the story goes on, I'll explain later on who's the other ones, who are the other childrens and the dofuses. But for now, just know that they are very important to the story. So yeah, that's the point. Also, each ELIATROPE members would kind of be different from each other, due to them, not being the complete same person, as you can say. As if you can say anything else about any of these ELIATROPE members. But something actually would happen. A war would actually break down between the ELIATROPE members that would actually happen with multiple people, hurting so many of them and forcing them to retrieve. And you kidding me? Retrieve. Not many of the ELIATROPE members would be surviving. Including of them would be Midori's grandfather, then, being Yugo. So yeah, Yugo's dead. And with his brother Adamite as well, even though he was killed a long time ago. Asashi was told by Yugo's wife, and she is going to come to the story. Just for now, I'm not going to tell who she is. Told to take the eggs and go to another dimension. Using the Elia cube, basically a cube that sends him to different dimensions, to go and send the kid to another dimension. So Sashi grabbed Midoriya's egg and sudden someone else's egg. So when he arrived, he was actually clutching to the eggs, but accidentally dropped one of them. So another one was sent flying to the portal. Asashi failed to catch the egg, so it's now somewhere else. Meanwhile, he forcefully catched Midoriya's egg when it was also slipping from his hand. So he basically makes sure that at least one of the eggs was for him. So when Asashi arrived in this universe, he actually arrived in two different universes, crossing between two lines. And one of the eggs was meant to fly. He saw the egg and didn't want it to go, even though the eggs would not be perfectly fine, because he just said screw it. He punched the egg and sent it flying to another place. Asashi still managed to save the egg, but now he didn't know where in the dimension the egg went. Yeah, that was going to be a problem for later. Eggly said, fuck you. Anyway, so Asashi, basically not knowing where the egg is, kind of didn't know what he will do with it. Basically, when he arrived into the dimension, he found that many people have different abilities, basically like Rakfu in their universe, but quirks. By the way, a subtle explanation of Rakfu is that Rakfu is basically life energy, and it allows them to use magic in their universe. In a way, so they can use magic. Well, let's dumb it down to just say they can use magic, but that's the gist of it. They can still do more things than just, use magic. They can really do so much more than just use magic, actually. So yeah, but it actually helped him blend in more better in this alternate timeline, due to, not having to worry about many things like energy resources, and he was still shy about the wings in his head, so he kept wearing those hats that, basically looks weird to anyone that is not an ELIATROPE member, but it's pretty important, to say the least. Why? Because it is, and I say it so. Also, plot convenience. So yeah, Asashi over time kind of started exploring this dimension and wondering what happened to the rest of his people / their queen. and wondering if they are still alive somewhere in this planet, and still wondering where the other Dofus is. Dofus is on. Where the other one is. Meanwhile, in another place, we see some man walking to what seems to be this grayish looking egg. The man would be wearing a suit, almost being looking good. The man would then look at the egg saying that, interesting. The man would then grab the egg, wondering what this egg is, especially since it has this silver coloring. The man would then say, well, I better keep it for experimentation, as he puts in his very long trench coat, as the man's hat would then just go away. Not extremely caring about what happens, but wondering what is inside of the egg. He thinks that may help him in a project he called Inhumanes, or, well, something else to be more precise, but that's the name I'm going for the project for now. You'll see who this man is in future parts, but he is going to be very important to the storyline, and especially with the other egg, that kind of being like Midoriya's brother. But I've rambled enough for this part, so let's just continue. So so Midoriya is kind of going to be like this. So Hasashi, now let's change once again perspective back to Hasashi. We'll get to see Hasashi in the living room with his wife, Inko, as it would be 5 years. Hasashi still would be searching for the egg, wondering where the egg is, and also took a good job being the hero in the Hero Society and Hero Safety Community. So basically Hasashi is a pro, and he never got things with what the name is, so he decided to go with his own name, or to be more precise, the name of his clan. He names him Elias, short for ELIATROPE. Elias, a spin of the name ELIATROPE. Basically, he can't let many people know what he is or where he comes from, and Inko knows that he's not human, mostly because that's a big secret you just cannot keep from someone you love. So he decided, I'm going to tell her everything. So this happened 1 year before, and yeah, we'll actually get to see something interesting, as we get to see someone walked by, two people. One green dragon scaly child with spikes in his back, and basically having a spike in his back, saying dad, as another one would then saying dad, as another child would also come saying dad as well. This child would have green hair and kind of look like Hasashi, a more younger version of Hasashi, but still looking like Hasashi. Who this child is, you may be asking? Well, this is none other than Midoriya and his twin brother, Meldrix. I need to take a proper name for him, but also, as Hasashi would then say, what is it, kids? Look what I learned, Midoriya would then say, as he would then summon a portal. Bring it out. Hasashi's jaw would then drop, because if you didn't know, ELIATROPE members' powers, actually they do have powers, but it's not supposed to come this early in their life. It is not meant to come this early in their life because of obvious reasons. They're meant to get at the age of 10, not the age of 5. It wonders if the quirk genes had to do something with this. He actually wonders that a lot, but he don't remember that Midoriya is fully ELIATROPE. Or is he though? Because he is not completely ELIATROPE member, completely an ELIATROPE, because of his heritage. But because of Midoriya's heritage, Hasashi even wonders sometimes if he's fully ELIATROPE, or if it's just something else plus the ELIATROPE. After all, Hasashi is like an uncle, but actually his father. Yeah, he's not telling the kids what they are yet. So yeah, that's basically Hasase's storyline in this story. And basically hiding their origins to them. But anyways, Hasase would also kind of be relieved in the same time that his children are more, alive, healthy. How shall I put this? Both, kind of, in a way. So yeah, so Sasi would actually kind of also try to train up Midoriya about the rest of his powers. So a little bit explanation of what Midoriya's powers are. He has, think of it like energy manipulation plus portal creations. So yeah, it's basically that. It's a mix between energy manipulation and portal creation. With this power, Midoriya was kind of famous at school. Him and his brother. His brother has what they presume a dragon mutation quirk. And Midoriya, also a little bit explanation of what Midoriya can and cannot do. He can create many different portals and many different types of portals in a way. So yeah, that's basically Midoriya's powers in this storyline, to say the least. Also, the energy manipulation can create, we have seen created swords, axes, other bows, and very other significant weapons. So I should say that it works with the user's preference. So yeah. Also, Midoriya can slam some of his portals together to create a powerful blast. And with his brother being with him, he kind of has an ego due to his brother kind of having an ego because of his dragon quirk. Dragon quirks like teleportation quirks are pretty rare in the My Hero Academia world. It was, well, the only reason I don't know if they are rare or not, because I've only seen one user of the dragon quirk in Ryukyu and another one, I guess. I haven't seen the Endeavor Redemption yet, but I know that Endeavor has a sidekick, and she looks kind of dragonic to me, so I don't know. But yeah, so far we have only seen 2 members, so I can suggest that they're rare as well. I already know teleportation quirks are rare because of My Hero Academia kind of telling it multiple times. Telling it so many times that it's almost ridiculous. To the point where, yeah, we get it, it's rare. Damn it, we lost this frontier. Never mind. So yeah, that's how we actually know the teleportation quirks are rare. But we don't know much about any of the other quirks. I'm just gonna say that dragonic quirks are rare as well. And I don't know if energy manipulations are rare as much rare as the other quirks are. But I'm gonna suggest that they are, so yeah, yeah. Alright, I'm doing a what if here. Anyway, so energy manipulation plus world creation. There's also got the media a little bit more. And Hasase likes to keep his family a secret, so he didn't give them the last name Hasase. He gave them the last name Midoriya. Or Inko's last name to be more precise. I don't know if Japanese people work like with first name or last names, but I'm gonna suggest last names because that makes more sense to me. But I can just say also first name. I could be wrong. Please don't tell me about Japanese cultures. I'm not Japanese. I just watch anime a lot. So yeah, Midoriya would kind of be like that in a sense, to be basically one of a hell of a fighter, to say the least. To say the least. Basically, in other words, Midoriya would be like a fighter that can take his own breaths. but also his own tournaments, and not rely on others. He can be his own support and own durability, especially since he has created some unique looking weapons at his time. Those weapons ranging from axes to actual guns, but they shoot out energy blast except for bullets, because I think that would be a little bit over OP. And the energy blast, even though not doing major damage, do significant enough damage to say that they're deadly. To suggest that, yeah, they're quite deadly. Deadly. Damn it, this guy ruined my entire plan. Anyways, so yeah, Midoriya would basically be like that in a way, in a sense. Basically creating weapons. And I'm gonna say that Midoriya has one hell of an imagination in this timeline, because why not? And since I'm also going to say that it kind of works more of an imagination style than anything. Imagination way. So Midoriya has created other weapons except for those. Other weapons except for those weapons, basically. He has created tall weapons, long range weapons like bows and arrows, guns, bullets, axes. And is actually pretty good friends with Bakugo in this alternate timeline due to many different reasons. A few that I will get into. Later in the story. So yeah, Bakugo doesn't think he's trash, he's weak, he doesn't think any of that to Midoriya. Instead, he kind of looks up to him. Kind of an opposite of what he did in the original timeline. And unlike in the original, Bakugo doesn't have a superiority complex. Mostly because he knows that there's someone stronger than him. He knows Midoriya's brother, and he knows that if he exists, there has to be someone stronger than him. I mean, as a natural law of the universe. He cannot be the ultimate power, can he though? This would actually drive Bakugo to be more powerful in this timeline. So we are looking like a more stronger, more creative Deku, his brother, a more stronger Bakugo, and basically a lot of characters also hyping itself up. Especially Endeavor. So, a quick story about Todoroki here. Hasashi kind of can sense malice. So he found out about his family line. And he saw the malice coming out of his oldest child, that being Toya Todoroki. And not liking this, he kind of lectured Hasashi. Lectured Endeavor about everything. About family, about everything. So that, in other words, Hasashi makes sure that Endeavor is not a sit-fest. Endeavor first didn't take anything to heart. Well, not until his first child got missing. Well, then he's starting his words completely. He still thinks if he just took Hasashi's words a little bit more seriously back then, his first son would not have to be missing or even dead. Due to this, he started treating Todoroki like a weapon and more like an actual child. And yeah, they would actually be good friends with Midoriya's family, even with the prior tension that Endeavor has with Hasashi. There's going to be a lot of tensions right there. Also, Also, a little bit power of Midoriya's brother. He can fly, and he can shoot fire out of his mouth. Plus a little extra ability of that he can grow even further. Now he hasn't reached his full dragonic form, unlike Adamite or even the other dragons, but he does have them. Also, Hasashi would not be slacking out finding the other Dofus that he lost. Yeah, it's kind of Hasashi's fault that he kind of lost one of them, so he really wants to find the other ones pretty fast. pretty fast. By that I mean he really wants to find it as quickly as possible so that he doesn't have to deal with bullshits. So he really doesn't have to deal with them that much. So he really doesn't have to deal with many of them. Some of them basically being that Hasashi doesn't mean that Hasashi doesn't care about any of his children or even the other Dofuses. Is that most of the time he's kind of off-world, off cities. He's also helping other nations. Why? Because he can, and he believes that All Might's work of only protecting one nation doesn't help all the others that have political problems with their heroes, or even other stuff, basic stuff like that. In a way to suggest that he really cares about the people and everyone that is in Japan. And not just only Japan, but everyone in the world. Kind of getting a trait from Yuka, his father, basically. His father, Yuka. Yuka told him that not only if just one place seems peaceful, it's too good to be true. There are people around there. Hasashi using his portals would also become the ultimate hero, even becoming the number one hero of the entire, well, more like the number one hero in the world's ranking. Knowing as the hero as Hasashi is, he really does like the hero community at all. Mostly because of the unwanted practices that they do. There's a lot of explanation to do in the storyline, so let's just continue it. And you know what? I'm just gonna skip and go to their 15th birthday. So we will get to see Midoriya and Adamite just playing in the class. As Adamite or Illugus, let's actually name him Adamite because I think Hasashi would name him after his seemingly deceased granduncle. As Midoriya would flicker what seems to be a paper triangle to what seems to be a goal when Adamite holding his fingers. Wouldn't miss, saying that, well, that's a mist. Adamite would then say to Midoriya, yeah, whatever. Hey, can I play? Another voice would be then heard, as they would see Bakugo. Bakugo, of course you can. Let's see if you can hit the goals. As Bakugo would then say, sure, why not? Even if you beat me 12 times. Bakugo would also once again put his fingers. So what you two gonna be like heroes when you grow up? Me and Midoriya have officially decided to become heroes like our father. Adamite would then explain. Still can't believe that you came out of Sashi. What do you mean by that? Adamite would then say that to Bakugo. By that I mean, you look nothing like Hasashi. That said that I look more like his grandfather than anyone else. I've seen some of his photos. Adamite would then say, patching the goal, trying to hit Bakugo, but failing at the end. Bakugo would then say, really? Again? You can never defeat me. Adamite would then say, just admit it. Katsun. Hey, don't call me that. Bakugo would then say, what? Adamite, that's enough teasing for him. What if I call him Katsun? Katsun. Bakugo would then blasting Adamite in the face. As the teacher would then walking, hey, no fighting you two. Adamite would then say, teacher cuts again. Again, this is all your fault. Again, Bakugo would then say, yelling at him. Oh, you just keep your mouth shut. As the both would then be fighting. The teacher would be like, this is usual. Bakugo, brother, can you two please stop fighting? At least even for one day? No, both of them would then say, as Adamite would then just kick Bakugo in the balls. Sorry, Bakugo, just had to do that for you. Midoriya would then think, every single day I have to deal with this bullshit. Every single day. Midoriya would then say this as he would have a frustrated look in his eyes, knowing that this is a regular occurring incident in his life. Why can't these two get along? as you would be saying that you didn't see these two once again fighting a lot. As you wouldn't say, Adam might giving the smackdown to back. You wouldn't say, okay, enough, as you would pull them away. So where are we gonna go, big bro? Adamite would then say. So let's actually just, you know what, I actually missed a part in the script. So as the teacher would then come, now all of you, I know that I should also give career applications for people that want to become, but who cares? You will become heroes anyways, as everyone would then start using their quirks. So yeah, the teacher says what you said in the canon because I am not repeating that. Everybody uses the quirks, and then Bakugo then says what he said. Wait, actually no, Bakugo then says, really, teach? Huh? What do you mean by Bakugo? The teacher would then say, do you think these people have enough talent to become heroes? What do you mean? One of the students would then say, I am saying what I want to say. You guys are weak. I can only see 5 potential people that have useful quirks here. He would then point the guy with a rock quirk. If he can harden his entire body with rocks, I'm pretty sure he would probably be invincible and be immune to bullets and other things villains may have. And with his fist, I think he can take down many of them. Thanks. I can only see 5 people. Remember that. Long fingers, I can see him trapping people with just his long fingers, I guess you can say. He would then, Bakugo would then say. Kind of in basically other words, he's basically insulting them / complimenting them. When they then says, here he goes again. It is such a time this week, Adamite would then say. Why doesn't he learn to shut up for once? Well, we did make him our friends, and that probably was another reason why he has an ego. Being friends with the 2 of the powerfulest, almost semi-powerfulest heroes, I guess you can say. We're not heroes, Midoriya. We're just childhood friends with him. You know, sometimes I wonder what would have happened if you didn't have quirks. Probably bullied us a lot. Probably would have bullied us a lot. Midoriya would then say, kind of stating out a fact that things would have happened. Midoriya, you don't know about the canon universe, so don't talk about it yet. As another voice would then say, who the hell are you? Oh, right, I'm not supposed to be here. As the man would then walk away. Both Midoriya and Adama just looked confused like, who the hell was that? Meanwhile, in the overseers, we would then get to see the same overseers. Sola saying, really? Just really? You just had to intervene. What can I say? Sometimes I like to intervene in my universe, hey? You are one of the dumbest overseers I have ever seen, ever since I became an overseer. What do you mean dumbest? I have to be the smartest, right? Huh? The man would then say, no, just get out of here, do your job, see the universe, save it. I don't care, I don't give a shit anymore. Stolas would then say, now back to Midoriya. Midoriya and Adamite once again would just look at each other with a puzzled look. Did anyone else see that? The other people would then say, what? See what? Never mind. As they would then say, come on Adamite, let's just get out of here. But wait, class haven't finished yet. Does it look like we give a fuck? We both graduated a week ago and we just decided to come back because why not? Well, shit, I guess you're right about that. You guys did graduate in a week. Unlike some of my other students, I can say you're one of my more respected students in this entire school. Perks of having your father be the hero. The world's #1 hero. Perks of having your father being the #1 hero, Adamite would then say, kind of granting their status to other peoples. We don't do that, brother, Midoriya would then say. What do you mean? These shitholes and ass faces know that we are the #1s. After all, our father is the only reason we have a peace in this world. If he did not exist, I'm pretty sure that only Japan would have a 6-15. At least only Japan would be the one thriving while the other nations are having some problems with other nations or even other villains that they kind of faced. It's only because of him that we are having this time of peace. And it's also because of him that most of our heroes are properly trained. Adamite, that's enough. What's enough? It's not enough, Midoriya. These weaklings should know that we are the powerhouse and they are the weakest. We are the ones and we are the champions. Adamite would then say, planting his status to the rest of the students. Midoriya would then say, you're gonna get us beaten up. No, I'm not. We're stronger than these pathetic assholes. As everybody except for Bakugo would just get angry at what Adamite is currently saying. Like, oh yeah? Do you wanna fight? Some of the students would then say, bring it on, jellyfishes. What the hell did you just call us? Some of the students would then say, I call you jellyfishes. Adamite, no. Midoriya would then say, fine, football field now. Students, I don't think it's a proper time to fight. Oh, and they're gone. This teacher would then say, as he would then see 5 students walking out of the class. One of them being Adamite. That's gonna be so bad. Midoriya would then say, wait, is your brother gonna be okay? A girl would then say, oh, I wasn't talking about him. I was talking about the students. I was talking about the others. They probably would not be okay. At all, Midoriya would then say, kind of suggesting that Adamite doesn't know how to hold back. Wait, your brother doesn't know how to hold back? He does that. His words of hold backing is like brutally beating everyone up. You have not seen him in a fight with other students or even other pro heroes. He doesn't like to hold back. At all. You know, I hate these bitches that every single time they come into this portal and just say anyways, so yeah, today is not my day of playing Macarena, is it? So yeah, as they wouldn't get out, they wouldn't just pull out his phone, not recording a video or anything, just saying that, yes, it's happening again, my viewers. Midoriya would then say, pulling his phone up to show his brother. And yeah, I'm just busy here. Wait, you're just gonna record this? One of the students would then say. Well, it's gonna be good entertainment and good views. How many times have you done this? You know, this is his highly requested / highly gained video in his channel. Wait, what? Everyone would then say, here's a channel. 3 actually, Bakugo would then say. He's some kind of a YouTuber. He kind of doesn't always stand in his glory. But any single time his brother fights, he needs to take this on. He just sent it once on YouTube and it then just blow up. I was actually one of the first people to watch it and it was pretty funny. Wait, when did it happen? Well, I think when we were in kindergarten, Bakugo would then say. What? He kind of did the same old status as he did back when he was young. As everybody kind of would be concerned about Bakugo's friends group, to say the least. And you didn't decide to stop him? Why should I? It's good entertainment, Bakugo would then say, as he would then see all the students saying, we give up! As Bakugo would then say, oh come on, this early? I want to see more of a fight. Did you get all of that? Well, I don't think I'm gonna get much views from this fight. We finished the fight in just few moves. As soon as we didn't try. You know what? Anyway, let's go home. As he would then open a portal. Getting inside of the portal, before he was then pulled by his brother. Nana, you're not using the shortcut. What? But I always use the shortcuts. And that's the point. You always use them. You never walk by yourself. House is too far away, Midoriya would then say. Kind of suggesting that he doesn't want to walk. I know it's far away, but it still doesn't mean that you have to do it like that. It still doesn't mean that you have to, use your portal to go to it. Sometimes we should walk. I mean, you do know the layout of the house, right? Yeah, I do. I know my layout of my own house. Why wouldn't I? I know where to go to it. Alright, since you do know it, then let's just walk, Adamite would then say. Fine, let's walk. Midoriya would then say, kind of a little bit pissed off with his brother because of, well, he just didn't want to walk anywhere. He had a portal quirk for a reason and he would use it. Plus it was some training for him anyways. He had done it ever since he was discovered his quirk. And plus, even though Adamite was always cocky, he was also the smart one of the family. Or well, still less smarter than him. Him and Adamite always kind of fought each other to see who gets the better marks, who is the better at something specific, who eats more. That's actually a long story. It's more kind of, to say the least, their brotherhood is like rivalry slash. They basically have a sibling rivalry, brother and sister rivalry, but not in a brother sister way. It's hard to explain. So as they would be walking, they would then get attacked by the sludge balloon, like they do in the original timeline. But this time, due to Midoriya's sense of Wakfu and everything else that he has access to, the sludge balloon is basically not a threat. As the sludge balloon would then come out saying that, I didn't know those two freaks would be here. They would then look at this sludge balloon before thinking, one of them really must be my father. So I wonder who the other one is. It must be Uncle Endeavor. But anyways, who this balloon thinks is gonna take us down, Midoriya would then say, 2 meat victims. That's even better. And one of them just have a dragon. I'm really get used to this. The sludge balloon would then say. Before Midoriya would then say, he's not gonna take us out that easily. Before Midoriya just forms a bunch of, well, let's just say 6 portals together and just blast the sludge balloon into oblivion. As the sludge balloon would then scream, signifying that Midoriya doesn't give 2 darn diddly shits what the hell happens to anyone. Okay, he was taken care of, Midoriya would then say, driving the dust up. Come on, brother, let me do it. As he would then say that, someone then just could come out. I am here, huh? As the man would then say. The man would be pretty bulky, but also strong. He would have proper eyes and actually have a son. Midoriya would then say, oh, it's All Might, the number 2 hero. Midoriya would then say, yes, it's me. Oh my god. Sorry about the interruption. Anyway, so yeah, actually I want to end this part here because I don't feel like doing any more what-ifs today. But the reason this part is so longer than my other what-ifs is because, well, I haven't posted in a while, so I thought I would give you guys a treat. And the treat being this part. I could have done another popular versions of my what-ifs, like what if Naruto was sent to the future, or what if Naruto was the reincarnation of Iron Man. But I didn't decide to do that. Instead I did this new what if because I was planning to do this for a while. And so how do you guys like All Might being the number 2 hero, Asashi kind of being world's number 1 hero, and many other things that are going to come up? Who do you think is the mysterious man? What is the Project Beast Light? In other words. And okay, I'm just gonna say it is just all for one, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people were just all for one, because of course they were. So bye, have a nice day, see you tomorrow. Like, comment, share and subscribe.